All right, folks, this is Hard Hat Conversations. I'm your man here, Richard, stationed here in Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome. Today is May the 12th, 2025 on a Monday. Thanks for everybody joining. We're going to talk about an array of different things real quick. This is shows about, talking about problems in the world and local. And we also try to see if we can find some solution. So please like, subscribe, comment. Any topic you'd like to talk about, we don't shy from it. I won't shy from it. And we'll try to get into it. There's really no right and wrong. We just try to come to a meeting of the minds to try to issue out the problems because we all got issues going on in the world, folks. So let's do it. Right off the bat, I want to start off, like I said, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm Richard. I got to talk about my Cavs real quick to the sports fans out there. Very disappointing. I had doubts, but I didn't want to be a doubting Thomas. But it is what it is, as people would say. There's parts of the team that we knew that we were weak in, and we're kind of getting exposed right now. I know we got a few injuries, a couple of people are hurt and stuff like that, but all remember when they was winning all those games, we got a deep bench. We got a real deep bench. We ain't worried about it. So where's the bench? Like they always say, where's the beef? Where's the bench? And actually talking about where's the beef, folks. I think we're going to do if we get knocked out, if we don't come back and win three straight and get knocked out, and even if we do, folks, this year, I still think we need to make a couple of trades for something. We need some beef on that line. I like our two twin towers, but we need at least one of them to have a little beef on them. Somebody 6'10", 260 or something. Somebody that can push somebody out the under the basket instead of our two guys always getting pushed out. Because if you notice, they always getting knocked down. Jared Allen always rolling on the ground. Mobley getting knocked back. You know, so we need some. We need another guy. If you have to trade one of them, are you willing to trade one of them to get another decent player with some size on them? I would be. We undid this for 3 years now. So we at the pinnacle right here. This was the year to push through. And it's looking ugly when we playing teams. And Indiana, don't forget, folks, Indiana was in the conference finals, Eastern Conference Finals just last year. So they're not a pushover. And they got some good size on the team. I still think we had more talent, but it's just not showing up. I don't know what the reason is. I don't know what the motivation. We got rid of J.B. Bickerstaff and said we wanted more offense and less defense. So we got that. So what's the problem now? If we get knocked out this round, it's no different than last year. So are we just hired a coach just to win us a whole bunch of games and look good, and then once we get in the playoffs, we look like crap? Just an observation, just pointing out a few facts about the Cleveland Cavaliers, folks. You know, still love them. All right, folks. I want to get to the national news. It was a Newark mayor stormed a ICE facility. I think it holds about 1,000 beds. Him and two other political officials. I think the mayor name was the ringleader, as I call him. I might butcher his name, so forgive me, folks. Raz Baraka of Newark, New Jersey. Mayor of Newark, New Jersey. Raz Baraka. He was the ringleader of that festival of raiding the ICE facility for I don't know what his end game was. Usually when politicians do that, they want to be known so they can get their name out there because their next step is try to run. Since he's a mayor, he probably want to run for governor or something or a Senate seat. That's how they do it. So they get a little attention and make some noise. because they really don't care about immigration as it is. They just want to make some noise. Because they really care, they go down in the poor neighborhoods and grab those two other political figures. I don't have their name right now, folks. I just got off work. I got to work for a living. And so I'm going to get some more research, and maybe I'll come back on the next show and tell y'all the rest of the two people that was part of the three ring circus, because that's what it was down there. You got somebody storming a lawful, attacking lawful federal officers that was appointed, and they was protesting, but they got violent and do it the right way. So I don't care what you think. Anytime you start pushing policemen or anybody to do a protest, then it has to be stopped, because once you start pushing people, people going to push back, and it's going to be a lot of violence on both sides. So we have to have calmer minds with that. But I just want to get back on the ringleader, this Mayor Ras Baraka. I guess he just made a name for himself. So if you're running for another seat, remember this, folks. Keep that in mind, because that's what they usually do. Because they usually don't go down there and protest the real issues, because they're afraid. They'll go on something light like this, but you got stuff going on in your backyard or next door, and you won't even address that, but you'll go and mess with this, because it's not going to be no repercussions behind it. But you go down in one of those poor black neighborhoods or black or white neighborhoods, doing all that yelling and craziness, they're going to be like, who are you? What are you bringing down here? How are you helping? So that's what I want to say on that, folks. It's a shame. And to my black leaders, it's a shame that you take up certain causes that still not taking up the right causes. What's going on in the black community? Having a whole bunch of babies out of wedlock, low education, black on black crime, poverty, all kind of host of bad things that's going on. And the best you can do, Mr. Ringleader Ras Baraka, is to grab two other of your clowns, like I said, I'll get their names later, and attack an immigration facility. Are you kidding me? And then you get yourself arrested. Now I guess you a civil rights leader now, since you got arrested? And there's a whole bunch of people in the black neighborhood got arrested. Are they civil rights leaders too? Oh, I'm sorry, they're not mayor of Newark, New Jersey, so they won't get the attention. The poor activists that's out there that's really fighting for the real issues that's going on in these poor neighborhoods. Lack of job opportunity, personal reasons that they have at home, having all these kids and can't afford them, abortion, drugs. Those are the main things that's really killing society right now. But of course, nobody wants to touch that. You don't want to judge nobody. You just want to keep throwing money at it. Oh yeah, have more kids. Here's an extra $200 of food stamps. Here's some free housing. But that's starting to dry up, folks. You know why? Because the middle class has been supporting that for a long time, and we're losing our jobs. A lot of them are retiring and not coming back. And hopefully not calling Donald Trump no savior. He's a rich man. He's out for himself, of course. But if he can bring some of those factories back or whatever with some good paying jobs, every little bit helps, He's not going to solve the whole problem either. He's already wealthy and good to go. But at least give a dog a bone, right? You ever heard of that old saying? Give a dog a bone. Right now, nobody's giving the poor people a bone. They just dogging them out. Vote for me. Vote for me. So my family and my friends can be well off. All right, folks, this is Hard Hat Conversation. Like I said, we try to tell the truth here. We're not trying to make friends. We're just trying to tell the truth, to reach down in your soul and understand what's going on. These are kitchen table issues, folks. They affect me as well. My family, my friends, everybody, my co-workers, everybody. So this is not a game, folks. But what we do, all we do is cover up our pain. Travel a lot, drink a lot, buy the fancy clothes, wear makeup, wear everything. We masking our problems, our deep problems. And what do makeup do, folks? It wears off. What do a vacation do? Not saying nothing wrong with a vacation, but you know the type I'm saying that got to go somewhere every weekend. It wears out. What's the old song? The thrill is gone away. So we really not facing these issues. We just face covering, folks. And that's the way you want to live. That's fine. I don't want to live that way. At least on this platform, at least I can talk about it. That's therapy for me as well. Keep me motivated for not wearing a face mask. There's no future in your fronting, folks. Sooner or later, whatever you are going to come to the light. Can't hide for so long. Get yourself together. Get some family and friends. Get together and stop doing some of this foolishness. We all know what we're doing. I know what I'm doing when I'm doing stupid stuff. I'm just guilty as the next man. But at least, guess what, folks? I'm trying. And I hope you out there are trying too. Please like, subscribe, and comment. This is Hard Hat Conversation. We're trying to find solutions, folks. But in order to find solutions, what we got to do? Talk about the bad stuff that hurts. The truth hurts, folks. It really does. Somebody tell me the truth about something that's going on in my life, it burns. Who likes to get burned? I don't. It's just the way it is. All right, folks, let's move to our next subject. I'm going to stay on this real light. I guess we elected a new pope. I'm sorry I got my notes. Like I said, I was just scrapping stuff down real quick. I forgot his name, but they showed it on TV so much, you had no choice but to know his name. You know, they showed the black smoke so much, I thought it was a fire somewhere. But then all of a sudden they showed the white smoke. I said, that dawned on me. I said, oh, they elected a pope, for the Catholic faith. And like I said, I respect everybody's faith and everybody's idea and ideology. I respect it, but I don't have to agree with it, but I respect it. And I expect the same on mine and yours as well. It's when they don't respect yours. And as long as you don't step over somebody else, we can have diplomacy and peace. But once you start stepping over somebody else's, then that's going to be a problem. I don't care who you are. I don't care what religion you are. All right, folks. Let's go to my notes again. Just want to make a point about this. I was thinking about it. Like I said, I got to get some more info and go on this. What does a pope really do? Because I'm not a Catholic, so I want to understand that a little bit. And I just wrote down a couple of things that I just want to peep out to you out there real quick for the Catholic faith. Let's see. The Pope, he doesn't get paid. He doesn't have a salary like me and you. I make this much a year, whatever. But everything for him is paid for. So everything that you go out to work for, to have, like I do with this microphone, the game, the fish tank, my clothes, the church provides for them. Some say, oh, well, he don't work for it. Well, I guess in a way he doesn't, but in a way they look at it is they need a figurehead. Most of us, folks, most of the human race need an idol. Some of you may get mad at that, but that's the truth. We all need an idol to look at. It makes us feel good, makes us feel like we want it and stuff like that. But when we start idolizing these idols, that's where it becomes a problem. So we have to be mindful. Let me show you the other duties. The Pope is supposed to be upholding the church doctrine from a Catholic view. So he's supposed to be upholding the church doctrine from a Catholic view, okay? Because we got about 2,000 different religions out there. Not beating them up, but it's the truth. Like I said, it's hard hat conversation. We tell the hard truth. If I'm lying, look them up. Google how many religions is it out there. I bet you it's more than one. Guarantee you. So, like I said, it's similar to me. It's similar to the King and Queen of England. What do they do? It's another monarchy. It's something they had at the beginning. Constantinople, back in Rome, started the Christian faith. I think, my history, if I'm right, if I'm wrong about it, let me know. Like, subscribe. Please hit that like button and comment. Constantinople. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but you get my drift. He started the Catholic Church because actually the Catholic religion came off from the Roman. It's an offspin from the Roman Empire, actually. So there you have it. Actually, that's why some of the colors are similar. Roman colors. The favorite is the red. Like I said, with the King and Queen of England, they really don't do that. There's a figurehead. They live off the taxes and all that and everything else of England. Now they do have some personal wealth that they can we be hard hat conversations that they stole from other nations. Don't forget England used to be control of India. They used to run India. You ever heard of Mahatma Gandhi? He helped get them out of there. He helped change that around. Look up Mahatma Gandhi. Check him out. You'll be surprised what he used to help fight the giant Roman-like empire of England. Think about it. Look it up. Mahatma Gandhi and see what he did against a big empire like that. He didn't have no nuclear weapons. He didn't have no army or nothing. He had his religion, his faith, and his love for his brothers and sisters. Look it up, Mahatma Gandhi. It'd be interesting to find out. There's some similar I can't say that word, folks. Similar people out there that also did the same walk as he did. And a lot of them got it from him. I'll let you check into that. And one more thing, folks. Got to talk about my boy Trump. He's back in the news usual because he is the president of the United States, and he does get a salary. He does get a salary, even though he's rich. He does get a salary. That's the difference between them. The president of the United States does get a salary. So he does get a salary like me and you. It may be more, but it's like me and you, okay, folks? I heard on my phone while I was on my lunch break. Remember, I was at my lunch break while I was on my phone. He's working on a deal with China. Let's see what we can get done with that. That'll help a little bit. Because I'm all about bringing some jobs to make some decent money, man, and help change some of these neighborhoods, man. I don't know if it ain't going to happen overnight, but we got to get some more jobs. Let's be at the end. Let's be honest. Hard conversation. Our world runs around money. No money, no honey. And that could be anything. House, car, clothes, food. With commerce, if I'm saying the word right, we need that, and that's the way it is. Now all the other stuff is on the side, but at the end of the day, folks, don't let nobody lie to you. Money trumps all that other stuff. And guess what? Even in the church, whatever you believe in, you know what I'm talking about. It shouldn't. That should have been the last place where it shouldn't matter. But it does. So where you going to run for your sanctuary? Interesting, ain't it, folks? It's all that conversation, folks. You got to tell it like it is, from life experience and from history. I'd like to thank everybody for listening. Like I said, this is Richie. I'm stationed here in Cleveland, Ohio. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Hope you learned something. And I also learned something because every time I talk about stuff, I got my notes, folks. I'm always researching. So I'm learning, and I'm hoping I'm teaching you something too, so we both learn together. That's how it's supposed to be. This is Hard Hat Conversations. I'll talk to you in the future. Lord willing. Good night.